Hello and welcome back to the London project. My name's Nebman, I'm the founder of Nebman Transport, and in this series we are reconnecting London to the rest of Great Britain. In the last episode, if you didn't watch it, I recommend you going back, but we set up some boats and ferries which are connecting Liverpool to Belfast. As you can see, this is our beginning of Belfast that we've got here. It's not quite built out just yet, but it is starting to get there. We're just waiting for it to kind of fill out. There's a lot of passengers here and there, so soon enough, given it a bit of time, I'm sure it will grow quite drastically. Obviously, if we come down this way, you'll see this is Liverpool. Liverpool's looking very nice. And we've got our boat terminal here with plenty of young people ready to board those boats to cross over to Northern Ireland. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. But in this episode, we're going to be moving away from boats. Oh, you're going to guess? You're going to guess what I'm going to say? Planes. Planes, planes, planes! Our first planes are going to be upon us. Just going to take you a look through our map at the moment. It is looking absolutely fantastic, and here is the capital city of London itself, looking beautiful as ever. But what is London without an airport? Well, London has technically many airports, but we're going to be creating our very own airport somewhere near London that will service London. So we're going to have to figure out a spot to put it. For me personally, I don't think we've got a massive amount of options because obviously airports are quite huge. We're looking at what seems to be possibly two possible sections. This one is probably going to be the most favourable one because it's got enough space to allow us to build the airport. This space over here has potential, but I just don't think it'll fit with this slight hill over here, so I don't think we're going to manage to fit it in there. The only other place I thought of was potentially here. That's the only other thing that I thought of, but obviously we'd have to do something with this road and we'd have to flatten out a lot of area, but I'm not quite decided on where to put it just yet. So technically speaking, there would be enough space in this section. We just have to do a lot of demolishing. If we go over here slightly, excuse the lag, it always does this when you've got something out. There is plenty of room in this section. So to be honest with you, I think this is probably going to be our best bet, just having this section here. So I think we're probably going to go for it, and we're just going to find a spot for it somewhere along this stretch. What I'm going to do first before we confirm this decision, I'm just going to actually completely clear this space of trees so that we can get a proper idea of what we're working with, how much room we actually have. So we're just going to collect all of these trees up, make it nice and clear. We'll probably go to about there. We don't want it to go any further really. And there we have a nice sort of open sort of area for us to look at. To be fair, it is already quite flat. We actually have a look at this. It is pretty flat in itself already, so we'll just pull it out a little bit here, just in case we need to use that a little bit more. But I don't think we will. I think we're probably all right. If we just branch that out a little bit further just to make sure it is completely flat, because airports need to be flat. Otherwise there's going to be a few disasters and we don't want any disasters. So bring that across there like so, and then we'll just smoothen out this section here. That's a slight incline, but nothing that's going to cause us any problems. Then we'll just flatten that section out too, just to give us a nicer surface area. Now let's get low to the ground, have a look. Okay, so the hill here is not really going to cause us any problems either. The only thing that's going to cause us problems is being eaten by wild bears in the middle of London Airport. But yeah, I think that is probably our best bet. I might set it up at a slightly different angle, maybe slightly offset, like that, and figure it out from there. I reckon will probably be our best bet. So welcome to Heathrow Airport. You've done it slightly at an angle, like so that the planes can kind of come straight in. But now that I've just looked at the flight path, oh dear. Maybe we are going to have to delete that and put it back at this angle, because we don't want those planes flying through buildings. We know how that happened, and we don't want that to happen ever again. Okay, so now that we have the airport, it's at a slightly different angle to allow the planes to approach over this section instead. We need to connect it up to our city, otherwise it's not going to be all that useful at all, is it? So we'll begin with a couple of roads. We'll probably want bigger roads, and we're just going to look at trying to... Why is it not snapping together? Snap together! Oh, that's really uptight, isn't it? Wow. And we just want that to run like this for now. Good. We need to connect up here somewhere. We're kind of going to look at roundabouts. I think will probably be a better bet, just to give it a bit of substance, because it does look very boring at the moment. So if we whack a roundabout in about there, then connect this up to said roundabout, you could potentially just draw that across. Hopefully that'll be... What you doing, boy? Why aren't you working? We are slightly skew if. Oh dear. Okay, so we've placed some road down with a couple of roundabouts on either side, just to give us a road connection for the airport. The next thing that we need, thing is, I want to put some sort of railway line in, like a Heathrow Express, but there's just no room. There's just nowhere that I can go from here, because I can't connect up to any of these lines. I can't get it to there, so I think we're a bit stuck for that. So what I might do is a minimum place down a bus terminal, just like this, somewhere somewhat central, probably about here, like that. And then we'll upgrade this bus terminal a little bit. I'm going to put entrance both sides, and then we'll add a few more, well, a few more platforms. We'll just make it nice and grand, because it's probably going to be quite busy if we've got planes coming through, don't you think? So we'll extend these platforms out. Probably, I don't think we need to add another one out to the side, so what we might do is essentially connect that on the second one most in, that one on the second one in, same with here. I don't think we can fit another one of each, so what I might do, that can connect to there, that can connect to there, so can that, so can that. That's not going to go in there, no dramas. Can we fit any roads in anywhere? We can fit in on that section, and an out on that section. And then we've got a makeshift bus terminal for now. We'll connect that up to the main road using a normal street, a medium street with bus lanes, and just curve that onto the main road, like so. and then we'll draw out a road from here and just add separate connection for the buses. Hopefully that should be about the same length. No, it's definitely not. About there seems right. And link that up to here. It's not straight. Let's put a straight road tool on just to help us out a bit here. And good. Good. Okay, so that's somewhat connected up. We should probably... I don't think we need to connect these roads up here, but I might just do it anyway. Because it'll be easier for the buses to come in and out. That's my only thought process. But it just looks a little bit ugly, which I don't want. No, what have we done? What have we done here? Disaster. Okay, so we have made this bus terminal nice and big, kind of somewhat central to the airport, which is awesome. I like the look of that. I think that's come along relatively okay. Nothing too dramatic, so yes, it does the job. And the next thing I want to do is kind of decorate it slightly, maybe with some parking or similar. So I'll see what kind of parking stuff that we have, and then we'll see what we can pop down around here to make it look a little bit nicer. And then we have it, some fresh parking spaces for our airport goers to park at when they arrive to the airport should they wish. Not gonna lie, these parking spaces are not functional, they don't work, so I'm probably gonna have to go and place a few cars in these as well. So if I go and try and potentially find some cars, collision on maybe, and then we'll start filling a few spots within here just so it doesn't look completely empty, because it will look a little bit weird if it's got absolutely nothing in it, if you know what I mean. So we'll just place a few cars here and there, nothing too crazy of course. It seems like everybody owns the same sort of car in this town, how bizarre. But we'll just pop these down in various positions and to fill out the car park a bit. And here we have it. We've got a few cars in the car park, so it looks a little bit more realistic as such, that we've got some of these guys all ready and parked, so it doesn't look completely empty and weird, which is good. We love to see it. So we've just added a small police station and a fire and ambulance station just next to the airport. As you can see here, just to, it's near the airport, why not? And then out the front of the airport terminal, we've got a couple of police cars parked up because, whenever you go to an airport, you will see police cars or police people there. And then just off the runway, in case of any air emergencies, we've got a couple of services on standby just in this corner here. Looking good at the moment. I've just added in a air traffic control tower because for some reason, that's technically probably the air traffic control tower, but it doesn't look the part. So we've just added that one to the edge there to make it look a little bit cooler, which we're happy with that. It looks more airporty like that. So there's not really much more I can do with this as of yet, so I've just filled in some trees, etc. I'm sure the AI will just build through it and destroy it all at some point, but that is no problem at all. But what's the point in having an airport? Well, you need another airport for the planes to be able to go somewhere, right? So we need to find somewhere that we fancy popping an airport down. So let's have a look at our map and think. We need it to be a distance to make it worthwhile. So if we're looking at the airport here, we could do with one Liverpool. And we could also do with one at Belfast, because Belfast is fast growing. So I reckon we start off by placing one in Belfast, and then we'll place one in Liverpool, and then we'll set up a couple of cool looking lines, hopefully. And just like magic, Belfast has its very own airport, which actually looks really cool. It's rather unique. But yeah, we've got an airport in Belfast now, which is pretty sweet, if you ask me. To be fair, Belfast has it all. It's just not fully functioning yet, like the rather large train station here. But yeah, it's got it all. It's doing well for itself. Fair enough. A lot of investment up into Belfast at the moment. We need a few trees around him because as of right now, it looks pretty bare around here. So let's try to at least blend in a bit after we've absolutely annihilated half of the environment placing this down. So we'll just put some trees around here and a couple around the edge, not obscuring the route inwards on the plane. And that's a taxi row, so that should be alright, but nothing that a few trees doesn't fix. Like that. And then when Belfast starts to grow out, it will start destroying those trees, which is fine by me. But let us set up our first plane route. So I'm going to start it from Heathrow, of course. The place to be, London Heathrow. And we're going to start a new line and drop it onto Heathrow. Take it all the way across, all the way to Belfast. And that'll be our first P, Belfast. Next thing, you've guessed it, the most exciting part, which I'm buzzing for. Let's buy a plane. Let's buy our first plane and connect it to the line. So let's have a look at our planes. We want to look at the passenger planes. We'll scroll to the bottom and let's see what we've got going for us. Let's sort it by... let's sort it by build date. Oh my god, there's a Pepsi Concorde there. Wow. Another Concorde there, 1976. But we don't want that, we want British Airways. Let's go British Airways. Any other planes that we look at? Not at the moment. We'll just stick with one and we'll connect that up and see how we get on. So let's fast forward a little bit of speed. I didn't even look how expensive that plane was, so who knows. Oh, the lag. Oh, the lag. Let's follow this plane all the way to Belfast across country, and the fact that it's BA plane as well just is awesome. I really like that. He does love a bit of lag though, doesn't he, this chap? To be fair, our game is huge, our save game is pretty massive with loads of mods, so I can't blame it too much, to be honest with you. I can't blame it too much. But let's see what goes on with this plane. Is it going to park up first and collect passengers that aren't there, or is it just going to go straight away? Okay, it's going to park up and then it's going to head over. And here we are onto the runway, about to take off for our first ever flight in this save game. We're heading from Heathrow Airport all the way across to Belfast. And off we go, we take flight. Come on, son. What a moment. What a moment. And we're up. We are in the sky. Look at that. What a beauty. Are you going to turn left or right? Ah, of course you're going to turn left. No, surely you turn right here. Surely. That's a nice view though. Going the long way around. Oh yes, it's turning left. It looks like it anyway. Maybe. Or he's just going to fly out the map. Who knows? Let's get a nice view of London as we fly out. Come on. I guess it's quite a big jet, so it's got to circle round quite a lot. But what a view. Even if we are stuttering a little bit with our lag, that is a absolutely cracking view if you ask me. You can see all the landmarks. You can see Wembley Stadium. You can just about see Big Ben through the skyscrapers. St Paul's Cathedral, Buckingham Palace, Tower Bridge, Tower of London, Trafalgar Square. You can see the whole lot. What a treat. It's quite a large circle though that it's doing. It's going to take quite a while to get to where we want it to be. I'm going to speed up a little bit, which is probably going to cause absolute chaos in the lag. But this is pretty darn cool. So we're currently travelling in excess of 500 kilometers an hour. As you can see, we are booming. What a view of London. Wow, look at that. That is phenomenal stuff. What a sight to see. This whole map is amazing. But now we're in a straight line. We are moving. And then we're going to fly over Liverpool here, as you can see. What speed are we at? 550 we were going. Probably going to reduce the speed ever so slightly on the approach to Belfast. But this is fabulous. Liverpool is looking amazing. Look at Liverpool with the boat coming in. That's what I call perfect timing. Wow. What an absolute treat to think about where we started to where we are now. What a beautiful world to live in. And we're on the approach. The landing gear is going down as we approach Belfast Airport. Question is, how smooth is this landing going to be? And is there going to be any passengers waiting as well? That's what I'm interested about. I wonder if people are actually going to use our brand new flight path. But we're about to find out. God, we love a bit of lag as we arrive at our destination. And in we go, looking for a nice smooth landing. Come on, son, I believe in you. Put your skills to le test. The lights are guiding us in very nicely. And we're about to land at Belfast Airport. Oh, hey, and we have touchdown. Our first ever flight complete. Brilliant. Very, very happy with that. You'll be pleased to know there is one whole person ready and waiting to board our plane. So yes, all very exciting. Very, very exciting. That one whole person is going to get a private flight all by themselves. What I might do is just add another bus stop right outside here, and then we'll pick up our this line bus Belfast local. That's London Road, which goes Broadway. So after Broadway we want to add a stop to there. Perfect. Hopefully that should draw a few more people into our airport. But here we are. British Airways flight has arrived. Splendid. So what I did forget to do is set up some bus routes. So of course nobody's going to be waiting to use this if we can't get anybody there. So we're going to set up a few simple, basically fast routes. Which are going to be... Can I click that? Of course I can't. Why did I even try that? We're going to set one like that, which are going to be the airport one. We're basically just going to connect it up to all of our major hubs, essentially. So we're going to do another one to here. so that wherever they are, they can find their way to the airport through a express and bus route. Set up another one which goes to here. Bus airport 3. We'll set up another one for here, because that's a busy bus stop. We'll do that. Why not? Bus airport 4. Excellent. Is there anywhere else that we want to set up any bus stops for? Maybe out at this end. We won't have coverage on that end, so we'll set another one up there. Bus airport 5. Anywhere else? Anywhere else? Anywhere else? Maybe that over there? No, we don't need to do that over there. I think that'll probably be fine. Now I've just got to try and remember. Oh yeah, it's over here. Oh, I couldn't remember where the bus station was. Watch. Oh, they're quite nice buses. We've got 5 lines, I think. We'll buy 10 buses. Is that going to be 2 for each line? It looks like my maths is currently correct. So we'll set those up just like that. And then these last 2 go on airport 5, and hopefully that'll just start drawing in a few more passengers to the airport. Fingers crossed once these buses start commencing their journeys. Now, hear me out. Curiosity is getting the better of me. I want to see what the Concorde does. We're not going to keep it, but I just want to see what it does. So what we're going to do, just don't tell anybody, we're just going to buy a Concorde. We're going to connect that Concorde up to the line there, and I just want to see what it looks like and how fast it goes. Because surely it's rapid. Oh my god, the lag. Wow, look at that. That looks phenomenal. And it's in the British Airways livery as well. What a beast. It's 24 whole people on that. Wow, look at that for a jet, son. Holy moly. Holy guacamole. We'll wait for this to take off, and then we'll see how rapid it is compared to our other plane. Look at this for a shot. Can you see the plane landing? Oh no, it went through the trees. Do you see that? Wow, look at that. What a landing. Smooth as butter, my friend. Smooth as butter. It's actually quite a quick turnaround, to be fair. Fair play to you. Fair play to you, sir. Cool. We'll wait for this Concorde to take off, and then we'll have some fun. I can't lie. Flying at this angle, I'm not surprised they don't make these anymore, because I would not be pleased if I was on that flight, flying at that angle. Holy mother. That is a turn unlike any turn that I've ever seen before. What is it doing? This pilot's just insane. Oh my god. That was the sharpest turn, and now we're just going straight into the air. Hopefully we'll flatten out a bit now. I want to know how fast we're going. Okay, so we're just past our previous jet speed. We're pushing up to 600 and... oh, 700 kilometers an hour. Oh, basically pointless. We get to 700 and then it slows down because of the short distance. Which, you know, it somewhat makes sense, to be honest. I'm not too bothered by that. But yeah, that is a pretty cool plane, if you ask me. Pretty cool plane. But is he going upwards again? It looks like he is. It's a cool plane, but it's not the plane that we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to purchase another BA jet and replace it like that, so that we've got two. And hopefully after a little bit of time, this route will start picking up a bit of traction, and when it does, we'll be making a little bit more money. So we've already got 11 people, which is 11 times the amount that we had last time we came here. So we are doing things. We're doing things indeed. But yeah, very good. I'm chuffed with that. I love the way that our airport has developed. Ideas for other airport locations. Liverpool would be a good airport location because Liverpool is like one of our better looking cities. So we could certainly have a short flight, maybe with some smaller planes going from here to Liverpool, because the distance is much shorter. So maybe a couple of small planes. Looking further away though, we've got Edinburgh, which is a not too similar different distance as here. Glasgow up here. What have we got? Ullapool and Wick. Oh, Wick looks like it's ready and waiting for an airport. Look at that. It's like he's begging for us to build an airport here. That must be our furthest place away, Wick, which is probably our best bet for an airport. And it is far away. It is really far away. That looks like a Concorde job for me. That does look like a Concorde job. Castle Bar is also relatively far away and a relatively decent size. Any of these two cities are probably okay as well. Yeah, we've got some ideas. Tralee is pretty far away. Yeah. Wow. What a day. What a day indeed. We finally have planes, and I'm chuffed to say it. Maybe in the next episode we'll start working on some other planes, some other airport routes, something like that, just to expand our air dominance a bit and see if we can actually make some money, because at the moment, what's happening? We're losing money on the air. Oh, we're making profit on the water though. What a unexpected, wonderful surprise that we've had. And we made some money back from selling our Concorde. Legends we are. Buses, of course, we never make profit. We suck at buses. But cool. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.